Hey peeps, Naisha here, and welcome back to another video. If you're new, welcome, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. It's good to have all y'all. Today is another book versus movie, and this would be Beautiful Creatures. Fun fact: I saw the movie before I even read the book, and the only reason why I read the book is because I saw the movie. I thought the movie was cool. And then when, because they said that there was going to be, a sequel to the movie, I'm thinking, oh, cool. And when there was no sequel, I was like, dang, why not? And, people was saying how, the movie didn't do good. So I was like, you know what? Let me read the book and stuff like that. And let me tell you, so much better. So much better. So there will be spoilers. Okay, we're going to, like I said, if you saw the previous book versus movie, which was Blood and Chocolate, you know how I do these things. I do the movie first, and then do the book, do the movie plot first, and then do the book plot second, and then, in between those, I talk about them, but, majority of my commentary would be at the end and stuff like that, talking about the differences and things like that. So yeah, let's get into it. So Beautiful Creatures is a 2013 American romantic gothic fantasy film, and is based on the 2009 novel of the same name by Kami Garcia and Margaret Stahl. I'm hoping I'm saying that name right. If I'm not, I apologize. But let's get into the plot of the movie. So, in Gatling, South Carolina, teen Ethan Waite awakens from a recurring dream of a girl he has not met. He despairs of his small town existence and dreams of leaving for college. On Ethan's first day of junior year, newcomer Lena Duquesne arrives, who resembles the girl in his dreams. Other students gossip gossip about Lena's reclusive uncle, Megan. Also, give me a moment, I gotta, that's much better. Had to adjust myself, but anyway. Other students gossip about Lena's reclusive uncle, Megan Ravenwood, and suggest that the members of her family are devil worshippers. On the way home, Ethan nearly runs her over. Giving her a ride, they bond over interests. In class, a few students insist that they cannot be in class with Lena, so they pray to be protected from her and her family. Visibly shaken, her class windows shatter, which increases fears and suspicions that she is a witch. Ethan and Lena become friends, and he gives her a locket that he found at Greenbrier. Both touch the locket, which triggers a shared flashback to the American Civil War. Megan disapproves of their relationship and conspires with Ethan's family friend, Emma, to separate them. Lena tells Ethan that she and her family are casters, called witches by mortal, and can perform spells. On her 16th birthday, her true nature will reveal itself toward either the light or dark. Complications arise when two powerful dark casters aim to push Lena to the dark. Lena's cousin Ridley and Lena's mother Seraphine, who did not raise her and has possessed the mother of Ethan's friend Link, Mrs. Lincoln. Foreseeing that Lena will become a powerful caster, Seraphine wants Lena to use her power to purge the earth of mortals and leave just casters. The couple have another flashback of their past with the locket that reveals that their ancestors ancestors, the caster Genevieve Duquesnes, and the mortal Confederate soldier Ethan Cartwright were in love. Ethan died in battle, and Genevieve revived him. Doing so laid a curse on all Duquesne women who would go dark on their 16th birthday. A mortified Lena asks Ama to help since she is a seer and keeper of the Castor Library. Just want y'all to know that in the books, Ama is not a keeper, which is beneath the town library and extends across the United States. The most ancient of the books reveals the secret to undoing the curse. A person Lena loves has to die. Unwilling to take Ethan's life, Lena erases his memories of their love. Seducing Link, Ridley gives him a bullet to use in the upcoming Civil War reenactment of the Battle of Honey Hill, which is also on Lena's 16th birthday. Lena feels the shock of the curse being broken, runs to Ethan, and clutches his dying body, while Ridley and Seraphine encourage her to accept the dark. She lashes out in anger and sends a huge tornado through the crowd until Ethan's body transforms into Mecken, who disguises himself to be the sacrifice to lift the curse. As Mecken is dying, he reveals that he promised Ethan's mother to keep her son alive. Those dying words encourage Lena to claim herself. She causes the moon to disappear so it cannot claim her for the dark. Allowing Ridley to flee, she pulls Seraphine from Mrs. Lincoln's body and powerfully seals away Seraphine's spirit. 6 months later, a still amnesiac Ethan visits Ama in the library before a college tour with Link. Lena gives him a book that they had once shared as a present. She is a half-light/dark caster. As Link and Ethan reach the town line, the town's burnt exit sign seems to restore his memories. He gets out of the car and shouts for Lena, who hears his call. And that is the plot of the movie. Now let's get into the book. Now, Beautiful Creatures is a 2009 American young adult novel written by authors Kami Garcia and Margaret Stahl. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong again. And the first book in the Castor Chronicle series. The book was published on December 1st, 2009 by Little Brown and Company. In the UK, Beautiful Creatures is published by Penguin Books. Now, fun fact, the book was written in 12 weeks, inspired by a bed with 7 children the authors knew, and was not originally intended to be published. Now let's get into the plot. Now, 16-year-old Ethan White lives in Gateland, South Carolina with his widow and shut-in father, his superstitious aunt, Ama Trudeau, who helped in raising him, and his best friend, Wesley Jefferson Lincoln. As his return to high school after the summer approaches, Ethan is subject to recurring nightmares, in which he desperately tries to save a mysterious girl. He quickly comes to meet this girl in the flesh, Lena Duquesnes, a new arrival to Gateland, and niece of the infamous town recluse Mecken Ravenwood. Though she initially rebuffs his attempts at interacting with her, the pair eventually become friends, despite harassment from other classmates due to the town's distrust of strangers. This excessive Hatred escalates until Lena is almost expelled, spearheaded by Link's mother, Mrs. Lincoln. After many strange events, Lena reveals the truth to Ethan. She and her family are casters, people who possess magical powers. On Lena's 16th birthday, she would be claimed as either a light or dark caster, without any choice in the matter, and is terrified of becoming dark. Megan and Emma, who knows of the castle world, both discourage the two of spending time together, but the two persist and eventually begin a relationship. Despite Ethan suffering dangerous electric shocks when being too close with her, Ethan also encounters Lena, estranged cousin Ridley, a dark caster and a siren able to manipulate others to do her will, who seduces Link to get close to the pair. The pair discovers a lock at the Greenbrier plantation which induces visions of their ancestors, Genevieve Duquesne and Ethan Carter Wade, who were engaged during American Civil War. They discovered that Genevieve tried to resurrect Ethan Carter Wade using the magical Book of Moons after the latter was shot and killed by Union soldiers. Genevieve's use of the spell failed, and as payment, the Book of Moons cursed the Duquesne's family by removing their choice to become light and dark and deciding for them instead. Ethan and Lena find the book in Genevieve's grave and study it for ways to prevent Lena from becoming dark. Furthermore, Lena is continuously spiritually attacked by a dark caster, Seraphine, who is revealed to be her mother. When Lena's birthday finally arrives, Ridley and Link organize a huge party for her, which turns out to be a trap to separate her and Ethan. Ethan is lured away by Ridley, who almost pushes his father to succumb to his depression and commit very harm to himself, but relents due to her newfound compassion for Link. Ethan and Link wade through a Civil War battle reenactment to find Lena, but encounter Seraphine, who had possessed Mirrors Lincoln in order to stoke the town's hate toward Lena. Seraphine reveals to the trio that Lena, unlike the rest of her family, has a choice. She can claim herself light or dark, but will kill all the casters in her family of the opposite orientation when she does. They also learn that it is impossible for casters and mortars to be physically together, as the shocks would eventually kill Ethan. During Seraphine's attempts to convince Lena to turn dark, Macon arrives but is forced to fight his brother Hunting, an incubus like him but who feeds on blood, while Macon chose to spend his life feeding on mortals' thoughts and dreams instead to avoid succumbing to his dark nature. Ethan escapes but is stabbed by Seraphine while searching for Lena and falls to his death. Desperate, Lena unleashes her magic and makes the moon temporarily disappear, seemingly canceling her claiming and postponing it for another year. Lena and Emma find Ethan's body and, unable to let him go, use the Book of Moons as Genevieve did to bring him back to life. The spell succeeds, but it changes Megan's life for Ethan's. Ethan wakes up, unable to remember what happens, and finds Lena grieving over her uncle. The pair mourn together, and the next day, Ethan finds Lena to have one green eye and one gold, respective marks of light and dark casters. And that is the plot of the book. Also, I would like to say that also in the book we also meet Ridley's older sister and younger sister, which I thought was cool and stuff like that. Also, but let's get into like the differences. So in the movie, if you watch it, Ama, who in the movie was played by Viola Davis, which I'm gonna be honest, she is a wonderful woman, wonderful, fantastic, phenomenal woman and actress. However, she was too young. Yes, I said it. She was too young to play Ama, because this is the description of Ama. Now, Ama is a seer, and she also was not a keeper either. That ticked me off as well. She was not a keeper. But Ama is a seer who is like a grandmother to Ethan. Like, again, like a grandma to Ethan. She was like, and I'm gonna be honest, Ama in the movie did not look like a grandmother. She looked like an aunt. She didn't even get aunt vibe to me. She gave like big cousin vibe, if I'm being honest. Cause I was like, what's this? So that was crazy. But she is just a seer and a seer only. She can communicate with her dead family, which she calls the Greats. She is known throughout Gateland for her culinary skills. But yeah, I was like, they made Ama way too young in the movie. Now, and then they also took out one person that they should have just kept in. Now, Marion Ashkoff. She is the librarian of the Mortal and Castor Libraries. She was the best friend of Ethan's late mother, Lila. Lila Evans Waite. And she has known Ethan since he was born. She greatly rules the fact that she cannot help Ethan when he is in danger because she is a Castor librarian and is bound by Castor rules. So I hate that they basically put, like, in the movie, they made Ama into two characters, which I think they shouldn't have done. They should have let Ama be, like, a seer. And again, they should at least, like, disguise Viola, like, make her age her more so she could look like a grandmother if they still want her to play that role. But, like, again, she did not give grandmother vibes. I didn't like that one bit. I also don't like the fact that, again, because like I said, in the book, like, we find out that Ridley, not only does she has a brother, and stuff like that, I forgot what was his name. Let me see if I can find his name, because what was his name? Yeah, Larkin. Hold on. Don't have me lie. Don't have me lie. I'm thinking it was Larkin. I'm not sure. I'm thinking it's Larkin. I'm not sure. But also, like, in the movies, you see her cousin is by her side and stuff like that. However, in the book, we find out that her cousin is also a dark caster. He was pretending to be a light caster because, like, he could change his features and stuff like that. He could change it to a different person, all that other stuff. And so he was able to change his eye to look like a light caster when he was really dark caster. I thought that was crazy. But like I said, Ridley, she had an older sister and a younger sister and stuff like that, which I thought was pretty cool because you get an interaction with them if you read the books and stuff like that. Like, you get to see their interaction. What else? I'm trying to think. Hmm. Oh, also the fact that like Hunting wasn't in the movies, I thought that was interesting because he was in the books, and basically, he is a ruthless incubus who is Meccan's brother, and unlike Meccan, he feeds on blood, which gives him a more youthful appearance. Um, let's see. Also, we get more information, like in the books, we get more information about Ethan's mother and stuff like that. I don't think we don't get that much information about Ethan's mother in the movie. I'm trying to remember all the stuff. Oh yeah. Also, I just thought it was crazy how in the books, basically, if Lena did choose, like, basically one side of her family would die. So if she choose light, or the dark casters would die. If she choose dark, or the light casters would die. I thought that was crazy, and I don't know why they changed. Yeah, I don't know why they changed it up in the movie and stuff like that. Cause like in the movie, I don't even think she used the Book of Moons. Yeah, like she read about it, but yeah, no, she didn't use the Book of Moon and stuff like that. And I was like, but now that I read the book, I was like, yeah, I can see why this movie didn't do so well. Cause it's like, cause again, ain't nothing wrong with deviating from the book. However, you gotta make it make sense. And them just changing stuff like made no sense. And I'm pretty sure that's probably what pissed a lot of fans off, because it's like, again, it made no sense, especially if you read the book. It's like, oh, the book is so much better. So for me, yes, the book will always be better than the movie. Like the movie was nice, but the book is so much better and stuff like that. So I enjoy it a whole lot. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about it. If I miss any details, please don't be afraid to put it down in the comments below. And thank you for staying this far in the video. I appreciate it. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because it will help me out a whole lot. And until next time, see ya!